Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you found my other videos useful. Please do give any feedback if you have it. Obviously, this is the first time I'm doing this, so hopefully it's been useful, but let me know what I can, if there's anything you'd like to see or anything I can do better. So today I'm going to have a quick look at one of the types of reading questions and listening questions that come up in both foundation and higher papers. And this is the kind of question that people find the most tricky, I think. It's filling in sentences or filling in phrases with words in boxes in Spanish when the instructions are given in Spanish. So both in the foundation and in the higher paper, some of the questions in the reading and listening will be given in Spanish, some of them will be given in English. And there's a couple of tricks that I can teach you just kind of when you're looking through the paper to just kind of know what kind of words you're looking for each gap and narrow it down a little bit. So I'm just going to share my PowerPoint screen so that you can see the kind of question I'm talking about. So I'm looking at this question. So it says, lee este artículo. Now, already, even if you don't understand like what the question title or the question structure will mean, it's quite clear what you're going to have to do for this activity because you've been given a text, you've been given some words in boxes, and you've been given some sentences to complete with the word in box. So one of my top tips for this type of activity is quickly having a look at these words in this box. Now, how many words are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 I can add. There are 11 words in this box, and there'll probably be kind of 5 or 6 pairs of words that could go together. So one of them will be in one of the boxes. So we're looking for the kind of same kind of words. So let's have a look. I'll pop in a table just so you can see what I'm doing. So here's my table. So I'm looking at these words in this box, and I'm going to think about what kind of words like might go together as pairs. So let's look at the first one. So verano. So we've got the word verano. Now I know that verano is a season, it means summer. So I'm looking for another season. And can I see another season in here? So I've got verano, invierno. There we go. So we've got 2 seasons. I've got verano, which means the summer, and invierno, which means in the winter. Then looking at the next, we've got frío. So I know frío means cold, and normally it's a verb phrase, hace frío. So think of another weather phrase, perhaps. So I've got frío, and it's another one. What's the opposite? Calor. There we go, calor. So frío and calor. Hace frío, hace calor. So already we can think, right, if there are any phrases there that start with hace frío or hace calor or hace. Then we've got nevando. Nevando I know means snowing, but also is there any other words in that box that have that ando ending that could possibly be kind of one of the options for a certain question? There is. There's nevando, and you've got granizando. So nevando, granizando, and you've also got one more. You've also got lloviendo, raining. Okay. Already we've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've only got 4 words left. So next one, I'm going to conducir. Now we know that is a verb because it ends in IR. The other endings of verbs we've got in the infinitive, ER and AR. So conducir, I'm looking in my box, conducir. Look in my box, have I got any more verbs that end in ER, A or IR? Yes, we've got volar. So FYI, conducir means to drive and volar means to fly. And then we've got 2 last words, and we've got Costa, not Costa coffee, obviously. Haha, that's a joke I always make. But Costa and montaña. So we've got coast and montaña. So already we know that if we've got for each question we will have we won't have, I think, 2 questions where you have to one with verano, one with invierno. So I'm just going to go through this reading text and have a quick look at what it's saying. So we've got es el pronóstico del tiempo. So even if we don't know what the word pronóstico means, tiempo means the weather. The weather. So we can think pronóstico, something that predicts the weather, the prognostic or the forecast. Para enero. Now, enero is a month of the year. Enero is January. So I'm thinking, right, January could go with one of these here. I think we could go for, it's the invierno, it's in the winter. Because if you wanted to, if you kind of wanting to look for words to do with summer, you might look for julio, agosto, junio, something like that. So I'm thinking invierno that might be one of the options. So en Barcelona, las temperaturas han bajado mucho. Hace frío. There we go. We've got hace frío in there. We've got that key phrase there. Hace frío y hay heladas. So hace frío, I'm just going to highlight there because we know that that's actually in the text. Hace frío y hay heladas. Estas lluvias persistentes. Now we've got one of these words, nevando, granizando, lloviendo, goes with lluvias. And it's lloviendo. So lluvia, la lluvia is rain as a noun. Lloviendo is raining. So muy fuertes, very strong. Y por eso algunas carreteras de montaña están cerradas. So we've got that word montaña. We've got that word montaña. But I don't know, because we've got another bit of a text, that it might not be montaña. So in Madrid, so it's something different. Hay fuertes vientos. There's winds. Y han cancelado algunos vuelos. So a vuelo is a flight. But even if we don't know that, we could probably maybe work it out from the next bit of the sentence. So muchas personas, many people, han vuelto a sus casas después de esperar horas en el aeropuerto. So we know we've got many people and house, home and airport. So we could say like an hours. So we could probably work out from that we're talking about flights, because we're talking about the airport, we're talking about hours, waiting hours. Yeah. And then esos días en las zonas cerca del mar, in las zonas, in the areas cerca del mar, el mar is the sea, so areas near the sea, hace buen tiempo. It's good weather, so near the sea. So we're thinking, right, costa, here, good weather. No llueve, it's not raining. Y hace un poco de sol, a little bit of sun. So I'm going to just copy and paste this and go on to the next slide. So we've got here, so we've got es un artículo sobre el tiempo en el, right, what have we got? So it's an article about the weather in, and then I think we need a noun, first of all, a masculine noun. So the only masculine noun, which actually happens to be these, is the only masculine noun because it's got el, is invierno. So I'm going to say that es un artículo sobre el tiempo en el invierno, because we know that it is either verano or invierno because it's el, so it's a masculine noun, which those only two, and we know that we read it was to do with the weather in January, which is in the winter, so invierno. So let me pop that into an answer box. So I think we can cross off these two. I think we can get rid of these two now. In Barcelona, so looking at our Barcelona paragraph, hace mucho, and we know this is again a masculine noun because it says mucho. That o at the end is masculine and singular, and I think we know it's a weather phrase because of the hace. And it's got to be a noun, because otherwise, if it was an adjective, it would say muy. Mucho always goes with nouns, masculine singular. So I think it's either frío or calor. Now I remember going to Barcelona, hace frío. There we go. So that would be your answer for that question. En Barcelona hace mucho frío. So we can get rid of those ones as well. Esta something that I know from this that we need. So is it going to be esta costa, esta montaña? not quite. I know that after esta, it needs a verb and it needs to be in the present continuous, which means it ends in NDO. So it's either nevando, granizando, or lloviendo. I'm going to have a look. So, and then it says, está y han cerrado algunas carreteras. So it's saying they've closed some like pathways, not pathways, like mountain passes. So where do we see algunas carreteras? Algunas carreteras, going back through the phrase. Lluvias, estas lluvias persistentes. So we know the verb from lluvias, the phrase rain. We know that it is lloviendo. It's raining. So I can get rid of those three as well. So now for the last two, we've got hoy en Madrid la gente no puede and el tiempo es bueno en la So I'm going to start first with this one, D. So we know we've now got 4 words left to work with. Now after puede, la gente no puede, people can't, you are going to have a verb in the infinitive form. So as you can see here, we've got this verb in the infinitive and this verb in the infinitive. So going back up to our section about Madrid, and cancelar algunos vuelos, aeropuerto. So it's something to do with flying. So one of these verbs, so it's got to be a verb to do with flying. Now we've got this verb conducir, which means to drive, which obviously we can't have because it's not driving. It doesn't say anything about driving. So therefore it's volar, the verb to fly. And then the last 2 options that we've got are costa and montaña, and that checks out because we've got la, which means it's got to be a feminine singular noun. So el tiempo es bueno, we know that means well is good. En la, is it montaña or costa? So I'm going down to this last paragraph. I'm going, estas en las zonas cerca del mar, the areas near the sea. So therefore, it's got to be costa. So there we go. So and as I said, my pairs of words, they worked really well. And being able to just work out from context. So for example, if it says el, it's masculine noun. It says puede, it'll be plus a verb in the infinitive. It says la, it'll be a feminine noun. Just these little strategies, trying to kind of not going, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, but rather just breaking it down a little bit and just saying, right, actually, this is fine. And we can narrow down the pairs of words that we can have. It's a really useful tactic. So I hope you found that useful. And I will see you very soon. Bye.